Hello, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you're watching this. I'm Alex. This is Rope Break, and that is Peter. And
Wesley.
that's the man. And you're the man, brother, with the SmackDown shirt. Love it.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. But today we're gonna discuss this we're going to discuss the indies as a whole, but obviously we want to talk about one thing, and it's on everybody's mind, the talk of the town, the talk of not only the wrestling world but the talk of the fitness world, the MMA world. It was on the news, the real news, and that's the Raja Jackson incident with Psycho Steve. Man, what are your thoughts on the whole debacle?
It's crazy. I think, and I feel bad about it, but I feel like I'm more, I guess I've gone past like, oh, that's shocking. Now I'm in the phase of like, man, it's crazy how people quickly have made documentaries about this. And I know my mind shouldn't be there, but I'm watching, and so like I've seen two. And one was just like regular YouTube dude narrating, and the one you sent me where dude's got the professional setup and he's sitting here, and I'm like, man, this happened less than a week ago. We already doing this?
Got your finger on the trigger, man. We're waiting for bad shit to happen. But that's also the way a lot of people make their money. They want to put their. We're doing it. We're here. We're here. We're putting our finger in the poop, if you will. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were jumping on it. I didn't know who Roger Jackson was. I know
I was just
Quentin
about to ask you
Rampage.
that. I was about to say, did you know of him before this? Because I
I knew
did
he.
not.
I'm not gonna say I didn't know who he was. I'm gonna take that back. I knew he existed. I saw him, but he didn't stand out to me. I'm like,
Okay.
Rampage children are kind of, they're not physical specimens like Rampage was when he was younger, right?
Oh, he's got more.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
know he got the black kids and he got the Asian kids. And
See, I thought this is you throwing me for a loop. I thought this was the only kid. Now there's
no,
more.
no, no, no. I think he has like four, and
Yes,
he
four.
the
And one of
two,
them is Asian,
and one of
apparently.
them, yeah, yeah. So but I look at it like he stated in an interview. I heard him say that the black kids he's gonna have the bond for, and the Asian kids are the kids that he's saving for college for, right?
Just for that comment, he should get punched 20.
Well, he could, but he does have hands. There we go.
What kind of comment is
Is
that?
that he didn't say the words black? He didn't say that, but he stated he named the two black kids were the kids, and then he named the two Asian kids. But
That's
same thing,
enough. Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
enough.
And I'm
What?
like, yeah, that's
I
that's.
wish you didn't tell me that because I was going to say for this whole time I felt like he was the most respectful of handling the situation.
I mean, for the most part, I mean, we have the extremes such as Mark Henry, who I feel made it into a race thing. They were bullying the black boy. That's the way it came off to me.
I did not look at his response. I seen the subject and I thought that was enough. I didn't go deep into RVD's response.
I mean, deep and RVD don't go together. He's a surface
He
level guy.
he would take offense to that because I think he sees himself as
He
very
sees
deep.
himself as deep, yes, but that's everybody that I know that is high majority of the time feels themselves as a super deep person.
He also thinks he's a funny guy.
I mean, Dolph Ziggler, yo guy, I think he's much funnier than Rob Van Dam. Sami Zayn is funnier than Rob.
I hate to say it. Don't think I like Dolph Ziggler's stand up.
I've never seen a wrestler other than Mick Foley pull out successful stand up.
Feel like all right. So I know I would pay to go see it.
That's just paying to go see Nick Nemeth.
That and then I know he's gonna bring friends and it's gonna be this whole variety show. It's gonna be fun. But if you was to say Nick Nemeth's gonna stand there with a mic and tell jokes, I just don't. I watched him on Wild and Out, and the whole time I was like, why is he here?
Wilding out, I don't think any of the wrestlers did good except maybe like the Usos, but that's just because Jimmy likes to joke. Jimmy is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
funny, not
But
Jay.
I've seen like some of his stand up too. Like, let me tell you, it's not horrible. It's not like throw tomatoes, but it's not like just for a guy who speaks so passionately about comedy and he designs his own, tour. He don't like just do a show here. Like he does, and he lines this up with his wrestling dates. Like he has a comedy team that he travels with. Just
I mean,
for a
he's
guy that puts
serious.
a yeah, yeah, like so for a guy that does all this. It's just like, it's not horrible, but it's just like,
That you would expect more of somebody would put that much effort into it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then his brother tagged along because that's just, I don't know. He just gets to ride the wave for life.
He's got it. I mean, it didn't work out in AEW. It's barely working out in TNA, but his brother's holding him up. It didn't work it out
That's a
in NXT
it's
either.
crazy thing to be like, you know what? I know what everybody thinks that I'm just his brother. How about I make that my gimmick? What?
My big
What?
brother. I mean, but I
It
mean,
works.
I mean, to me, it's like to me, it's a parody of Dolph saying it should have been me. So
You think so?
to me, I feel like that's what I feel like it is. It should have been me instead, but instead of saying it should have been me, my big brother. But I mean, they're over. He's over as a heel because he's annoying. I don't think
Yeah.
he'll transition to Dominic, who started out as annoying, to being probably
Well, there's a
a
difference.
guy.
Dominic was young, handsome, and wrestling. Second generation. So maybe if he was Dolph's little brother who was 19 doing
Yeah.
that, but Dolph's little brother in his 30s yelling out "my big brother," no, it's not cute.
Who he's technically kind of bigger than his brother. He's just older. He's just younger because Dolph is just older. But back to it, man. Roger Jackson. First of all, do you think it's a work or a shoot?
Like it's a shoot. Like it's like we shouldn't have to ask. Like kind of like a shoot. Like you seen somebody get shot on tape, and then
Yeah.
you still got to do a trial.
Did
And it's
he
just like,
die?
why are we doing this? Now, I do think there is some elements of arguably, and I guess we can talk about there's some arguable elements of kayfabe that was put in there, but him punching that dude, no, that was. I will say this, and I guess we probably should run through it all, but there's a part when I think the why there might be, I guess you can put in the realm of kayfabe. I think he was trying to entertain those people on Kick.
Yes.
But I don't even know if that counts as like I'm in character. I guess well yeah, because being in character on Kick is being an asshole. I don't know if you've seen some of the other stuff from people on Kick. His behavior is on par with
With
behavior on
Kick.
Kick. So yeah, he's living up to the brand.
To me, yeah, you can just be I'm this badass on Kick, but they brought him in. I've seen a lot of people say that they don't like outsiders in professional wrestling, but I also feel like if you ever worked for the WWE, you can't say that because the WWE's back was built on outsiders being in professional wrestling. The whole rock and wrestling era was all outsiders in professional wrestling, whether it was Cyndi Lauper, Muhammad Ali, or Mr. None of them were professional wrestlers, but they all brought money for the WWE. And I'm talking about you, Steven Richardson, and you, Maven, because you both worked for the WWE. I don't think that's the outsiders thing doesn't matter, but being an indie promotion, Rikishi, that's what y'all are. Y'all not even the top indie promotion. But being an indie promotion, Knox Pro shouldn't have brought this man in that had almost zero recognition. There's so many people that didn't know who Roger Jackson is. They knew who his daddy is.
But
What happened?
that's the thing though. He wasn't, and that's the difference between like a Muhammad Ali or I don't want to compare him to Muhammad Ali. I feel bad even saying that. Any
As
of
a
the
Louisvillian,
random no, I feel horrible for comparing him. It's the difference between, him and like one of the random Monday Night Raw guest hosts. It was agreed, like we was in talks, like, hey, we got the show, do you want to be a part of it? He and I probably should have said this part later, but everybody's seen it. He came there with a friend. He was invited from a friend to come, and then situation happened, and then that's when it was like, well, hey, make it up to you. How about you just be in the show? And that's where it gets a little different. Because if we had a show, because I think that's another thing. People feel like, oh, he was brought here as be a part of the show, and then he went left field. He was never supposed to be part of the show. It was just a last minute thing,
let's throw
based
you
off a
in.
real thing. And that's another. And I don't want to excuse it, but I do want to show how this is a setup for a disaster. You get in a conflict, you apologize, and you say, "Hey, to make it up, come and be a part of the show." That's stupid.
Not only is it stupid, it's a mistake. You already saw that he was upset. And granted, I believe that he was wrong for saying that he accepted his apology when he clearly didn't accept his apology. He was angry the entire time that Stu hit him with the can, right? But to me, he said, "Oh, the can didn't hurt. If it didn't hurt, what does it matter?"
Because
And
his
he,
ego was bruised, and it was done on camera in front of him, in
mm.
front of his subscribers. So it was more. It was like less than you hurt me. It was you embarrassed me in front of these people and in front of the internet.
But also to me, this is when it got like extra. Just oh, you're not a good guy. You're a piece of shit. Premeditated. Me myself,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm known to get into a fight, but it's never premeditated. Like if you piss me off, we're fighting right now.
But that's the thing. Like, if you were mad, and should we run through this situation,
We
or
can.
do you think, yeah, like, like you said, it started off. He's talking with some wrestlers back, and he's acknowledging some people that he knew. And Psycho Steve comes up and says, "You should be knowing about me. You don't know me." And he's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Psycho Steve." And then he says a few things, grabs a can, and smashes on his head. His friend, who definitely plays a part in this.
Yes,
Uh, AJ, I forgot his last name. Is it Smith?
I think so.
He comes up and says, "Hey, he's not a worker." Which, why do you even need to say that? Because he was talking with wrestlers he knows. Why did I? I don't want to make this man be seen as a villain in the story, but I just want to say he's not a complete hero.
No, no, no. He wasn't a hero by any means. It
Well,
wasn't heroic.
I guess what I think what people would say is him being a hero is also part of the setup for failure for all this. But I can see why people would feel like this is heroic on his behalf of, I guess, making things right. But yeah, he tells him, hey, he's not a worker, and I guess later on he meets up privately, apologizes, shakes hands. I don't know why even if he was a worker, why would you come and hit him with a can? Like, I'm not a wrestler. The few times I have done things in the wrestling world, backstage, nobody is in character.
Never. I mean, it's usually just it's a bro environment. Like, hey, dude, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? They all know each other. It's a
Just
brotherhood.
like if you in a play, you doing Shakespeare, you don't go beat up Romeo backstage. Like, it's not how it goes. But whatever. He apologizes, they shake hands. That should have been the end of it. But somehow the offer comes up to him like, "Hey, you can get some revenge and you can go and get involved in a match." A mistake. As time goes on, he has still got his kick thing going on like he's on a reality TV show. And his friend AJ later comes up in there and says, "Hey, you know about receipts? Remember what I told you about receipts? Go and get your receipt tonight." Another mistake. There's multiple mistakes in all of this. And throughout the match, well, throughout the show, he's just sitting there. He's got his camera on, already telling his audience he is going to fight this guy. So his audience is kick people who apparently tune into channels just to see things just like this are already probably in the comments hyping him up. They asking when's he gonna jump in? Is this real? Is he really gonna hit him? So they instigating this, and then we get another indicator of some things. He goes and talks to the people working on the show. He's asking when does he go in, and as you can see, they don't really have a conversation with him about what he's doing. This is kind of like, oh yeah, dudes matches later on, blah blah blah. There's no real like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. You need to come in and do that. Which I'm telling, if you we talk about outsiders, if you got an outsider, if you got like a celebrity or something involved, which he's no celebrity. Well,
Not at
he's
all.
not famous, so he's infamous. But
This is the most fame he'll probably ever get for the rest of his life.
but when you got somebody involved, you run through all the steps because they're not a professional. You're not trusting them to just improvise. There's no need for that. You just professionally say this spot. You get your cue. Just do that. It was no cue. There was nothing. They just said, "Oh, dude comes out later on tonight." Okay, cool. I'm gonna sit out and wait for him. You should have been like, well, that's kind of weird for him to say something like that, but whatever. And obviously, nobody's watching his stream because he's all on the stream telling everybody
He's
he's
going
about to
to
beat
assault
this.
this man.
Yes. And he finally takes his time. He goes in, picks dude up, slams him, and punches him a wild number of 22 times. And then one of the most bizarre parts come in, which I don't think enough people have seen this. Somebody finally gets him off the dude. So a
The
group of
pinfall
people start holds him, and then the guy in the actual match pins him.
pinned him.
Somebody counts, and you can hear somebody in the crowd cheering for
That
the
was
winner of the match.
for me. To me, it was why would you pin him? First of all, he's choking on his teeth and blood right
Oh my
there.
God.
The man is dying. Like he could have died because if y'all would have just sat there, he could have died because he was unconscious. He was
So
out.
I get it, and this is me just trying to make sense and be optimistic. I want to say, just like, how Roger was, he didn't have no clear details for what. I think for the wrestlers, they probably was like, we know somebody's coming in and they're gonna do something. Maybe that's what they doing. And then I guess after that, I'm just gonna cover him. And then I guess in the midst of it is like, is this real? Is what? I don't know. It's a show. I gotta make up for this. I gotta do something.
No, no,
That
dude's out of
me,
line.
yeah, me. I think after he do start punching, I think should have grabbed him, ring the bell or whatever. That doesn't matter. Just get a hold of this dude and then call the cops.
But you
That
knew
shit.
the ref knew that wasn't part of the show. Ref knew that man was bleeding. Ref knew the blood wasn't.
I think the ref was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just he just trying to make sense of it too. He's just.
And this
No,
like
but
the,
I wouldn't have counted. Okay, so even if you don't know what's going on, which I mean it's impossible for him to know, I would have just no, ring the bell and then signal for somebody in the back to come get this dude. Come and how did here's a question: how did he get out of there?
he just walked
Because
out.
I would hold him, call the cops. Like,
No, they didn't. But I don't know if you saw this, but they're not cooperating with the police.
oh, I did see that.
So that means they didn't want that to happen. And they're countersuing Psycho Stu.
Oh, I did not know that
They're
part.
countersuing Psycho
Who
Stu.
who's suing him? Oh, he sued
He's
the
suing
company.
them. He's suing the company
How's he? He's in the hospital.
because well,
His wife?
his
Yeah.
wife is probably doing it. But she's countersuing. They're countersuing him because they said he doesn't have the right because they have proof that was agreed upon a little bit.
Twenty-two
I guess
punches
is
was
what
not
they're
agreed
alluding
on.
to.
22 punches
He
was
was
not
knocked
agreed
out
on.
from the slam when he's because he let him pick him up obviously because he knew that was part was going to happen. But when he leveraged him so he could get a little bit more twerk on that spine buster, so his head could snap, which that's what's knocked him out because his brain rattled.
Why did not know that?
He knocked him
I get.
out from the. He was out from from that.
I
Then the
did think
punches
it
were
was
extra.
odd that he was just taking those punches. I'm like, all right, maybe he's like, okay, he's gonna be a tough guy and take a punch. But then it's like he ain't stopping, dude.
After
Even
one,
if we talk like, all right, we gonna make this a little rough. I'm gonna hit you. Like if you hit me once, cool. You keep going. I'm going back. Hey, I'm blocking.
yeah,
I'm doing something.
you do something. You're gonna defend yourself in some
He was
way.
just eating them, and that makes total sense if he was out. If he was out from that slam, yeah, that makes total sense. Which that's another thing. You don't put nobody in the ring to do no move, and they ain't been trained to do it.
They've not been
Especially the
trained.
only training he's doing is to hurt people.
His
But
training is fighting. His training is defense. Is not. It's not kayfabe fighting. It's not a wrestling match for that man.
But
Especially
I seen some MMA people point out. I think it was one poster. He said, in training, you told like hitting somebody that many times could kill them. Like
yeah.
you're not supposed to do that. And even in an MMA fight, you start hitting people. A referee won't even let you hit nobody that much. You start hitting somebody, they're not blocking, they're not doing nothing. They just land. They stop the fight.
They're unresponsive, and it's over. You win, and most of the time, a fighter will be like, "Hey, you calling it or not?" If the ref ain't paying attention, my goal isn't to kill this man.
Yeah,
My goal is to win the purse. But obviously, Roger Jackson is not a human being that is even fit for the MMA world because he wants to hurt people. He felt like he had something to prove. He was not having the big dick energy. He was having a little dick energy that day because obviously he attacked that man. He knew that man. First of all, he probably knew that that man wasn't an MMA fighter, and the man let him. He genuinely just let you. He walked into
yeah.
your
You can tell that
arms.
you can tell he let him pick him up. So like, he was like, why are you being like that, man?
Yes, you could have just gave him a hard spine buster and rolled out the ring. He was out from then anyway. He would have learned. He would have had a concussion anyway. But now you broke his teeth. He's choking. He has all
Oh, is
kinds.
it? Oh, he really did break his teeth.
Hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
he was choking on
man.
teeth and blood.
Oh my God.
You
Not
know.
I thought you were just talking. I didn't know he
No,
literally. Ugh.
no. So he's lost teeth. He was choking on his blood. He was, obviously your intent was to kill the man. Knox Pro should have. First of all, I would have ate the bill. There wouldn't be no GoFundMe. Rikishi should have paid it.
But do you think they got the money?
Rikishi got the money.
Does
If you
Rikishi
ain't,
really got the money?
hey, he got children that got the money.
Not to, turn this into TMZ, but did you see when Zilla's mom made the?
Yeah, about him and the
Yeah,
twins, and that she got the twins in.
yeah. So I don't know how much money does he really got.
I mean, Solo got the money. He can hit up Solo.
Here's man, I hate the day we get famous and people start looking at our old videos. I do not think I can't speak on Solo, but I do not think that the Usos. I'm gonna throw in Solo too. I don't think they really be talking to him like that.
His entire family don't.
I don't. I like because when you talk about it, like if they really did, just think about it. If they like that's their dad. If they really fucked with him like that, don't you think he'd be there for some of them championship wins? Don't you think he would have been there for the world heavyweight title win? Like, don't you think like they would have brought him in for the bloodline, just like they did with
Alpha
some
and
of the
Sita.
other roles? Yeah, like you don't think they would have just at least just stand there or have him do a cameo and stuff? Instead, he got to do a podcast and say, "Yeah, I'd be the wise man." Nobody asked you to be the wise man. You knew that wasn't even a wise thing to say.
It
That's
wasn't.
not.
That was dumb. That's not wise at all. I truly feel that he should have. You might be right. You might be right because he might not be that close to them.
And even his storyline in Total Divas was like about him being this absent dad, which I don't think he probably was that bad, but like it was, you just like it wasn't. I don't know, man. And I don't want to speak ill. Like I don't want nobody to have a bad family or nothing like that. But I just think that they I don't think they hate him or nothing. But I think it's kind of like, yeah, we cool on you, man. Like I'm sure they, talk. Like I don't think they hate him or got beef with him. But it's like we not about to don't ask me for no money. You're not about to be in no angle.
I mean, I don't think he's in an angle at all, and I think he would have been good in some of the angles, especially with Jimmy and Jay.
He would have been, and that's why I think I really feel like being like, oh man, it'd be cool if we can can we bring a dad in this and have some because everybody else's dad comes in. Dusty come in. I think Dusty came in when Cody and Dustin was beefing.
Hmm.
There's other people. Ted DiBiase came
With
when
the
this stuff happens all the time.
Stu Hart, who nobody even remembered, he was there with Brett and Owen.
One time they had the whole family.
The entire family. Their mama was there. We know she never took a bump in her life, but she was there. The sister was there when it was Brett and Davy Boy for
While Jerry,
SummerSlam.
while Jerry Lawler is on commentary saying the whole family is crazy.
Hmm. Well, you know. And speaking of children, he was there with his child.
Never acknowledged them, and then when the time he did acknowledge them, it was too late, and it was very dysfunctional because Brian Lawler was blaming him for all his failures.
I truly feel that the Grandmaster Sexay thing should have, when they started going away from Too Cool, when Rikishi did it for The Rock, when he did it for the people. They should have broke up Too Cool the same way, and Lawler should have just aligned himself with his kid. Then they
I
could have
actually
broke up.
think him and Brian's corner would have been something nice.
I think it would have worked.
Yeah, yeah, that would have been nice.
Just because I'm a big Brian fan from USWA. Rest in peace, Brian Christopher Lawler. But I was a big fan of him in USWA. He was the old country version of HBK,
Okay,
but he was it, because he could go and he did more dynamic wrestling moves. Because as Sean got older, Sean stopped doing less crazy shit every match.
he
But
did.
obviously Brian, who was still down in Memphis, even though he was over, he was still doing crazy stuff. And then he continued to do more dynamic moves within the WWE when he became Grandmaster Sexay. But I'm not saying he would have been the look, because he obviously didn't have the look of Sean, like the long flowing blonde hair or nothing like that.
No,
But
but I will say his younger years, the short haircut, the Grandmaster sexy look, he was cool.
yeah,
And I will say, obviously he was WWE thought he was good because even though he kept getting fired, he kept getting hired.
brought him back. That could have been Jerry though.
It could have been.
It could
No,
have
no,
been.
no, no. I think maybe a few times, maybe, but Jerry couldn't even keep his wife here. So no, no. I think Brian earned that on his own.
His wife, Miss the cat, Miss Kitty, whatever she want to be. She wasn't all. She wasn't a talent to me. She had the same talent as Rena Mero. Take my shirt off. And she didn't even have a big enough boobs to take the shirt off. She was the
So
exhibitionist.
all right, so I have to. I don't want to defend, but I have to defend that Sable is a talent. I don't know how to describe the talent because I don't know how to say anything better than sex appeal, but it is a talent far as in the wacky world of wrestling. People come to see Sable. People came to see the cat.
So now I have to ask you this question. So when it
Or
comes
let
to,
me take it back. Let me take it back. People looked forward to seeing the cat.
I was going to say, people look forward to seeing.
They didn't
Sable.
buy a ticket to see it. But I do think there's some people that bought a ticket to see Sable. I do believe it.
I mean, I know some people that bought tickets to see Sonny, but
Yeah.
I feel like Tammy could at least talk. Tammy could get heat, not just be pretty. Rena couldn't get heat. Rena's heat when she became a heel was that she thought she was better than everybody else, but it wasn't her promo skills. It was just her truly thinking she was
Yeah.
too good for
That's
wrestling.
saying how she felt on the wrestling mic. I mean,
Yeah,
on the microphone. It was, yeah.
but you know that's.
It
I
worked.
mean, it worked. It only worked just because Vince McMahon and her both felt that way, which also made wrestling a toxic environment. And there was only 3 women on the roster.
I got a question.
Hmm.
I feel like I should say it in the chat and I shouldn't say it here, but yeah. You had sent me an article, which I guess I won't talk about now because I guess I want to wait till more people talk about it. But about Vince.
Hmm.
And then I hear Jim Cornette. I don't know if you've ever heard him. He discusses a lot of times about how Vince and Vince Russo used to talk a lot about Sable.
Sable,
Do you
white
think?
panties,
Yeah, yeah. The do you think Vince?
smash Sable. Yes,
Oh man,
before Brock, during her peak years with Mark Merrill.
I like Mark Merrill, man. I don't even want to disrespect that man like that. I like him,
I mean, honest, I feel like Mark is a good person. That's the reason she took advantage of Mark.
but
You
also
know,
I would like if I'm a wrestler. What did Mark do before wrestling? Was he in football?
he was a boxer.
He was a boxer. Oh, he really was a boxer.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
that's the reason his finisher was a was a left hook in WCW when he was Johnny B.
Okay.
Bad.
Okay, I didn't know he was really a boxer. I just thought he just threw a gimmick. Okay, he don't have that boxer attitude, man.
You know, I mean, you can box and not
Yeah, I
be
guess
Mike
so.
Tyson. I want to eat your children in your ear. No, you don't have to come out like that. You can
But
be a
even
good
like he
person.
don't have that energy where people be like, "Oh man, you don't want to mess with Mark." Like a lot of times they talk bad about him. You know.
That'd be the guy, but that'd be the guy you want. That'd be the guy that you wouldn't really want to fight because you don't think he can, but he got the skills to mess you up.
But all right, so Mark, he did boxing. Like certain job fields, which is actually most of them. You don't bring your wife. Like, why did he bring her? Why did he bring her to work?
I don't get. I think honestly, he brought her to work because it was just like, oh, I want to see my woman. I mean, you look at WCW.
And then I know he's your boss, but I would have been, this, like, you ain't got to be disrespectful. You be a man. Like, hey, I heard you talking about bringing my wife, but I feel like you got some secret motives about this. And you know what? Matter of fact, I think she should stay home. And I think respectfully keep your eyes on yours and not on mine. I would have, you can say it in a respectful way.
You can, and I think Vince might have respected him, but I think she wanted that too. I think she wanted
You,
that look of fame because to be on TV.
yeah, she probably did.
Because remember, her first thing, she was brought out. She was a valet for Triple H. And then the next thing you know, she's with Mark on TV because Mark is defending defending the valet that Hunter is abusing. And there you go. After that, you come into, hey, I have her, and then she's gone, but and now she's off doing her own thing. And they brought in Jackie Moore, and you're wrestling Jacqueline, a legitimate wrestler, a legitimate badass, a legitimate woman who took care of her body, even though she had the Jeff Jarrett boobies. But that's fine. He bought the boobies; they're hers, you know. But she did her thing, and she was a legitimate talent. When you put her with Sable, they're gonna have good matches. No, they didn't, because Sable couldn't work. But going back to Mark, I truly believe that Mark just was a nice guy. He was a good person, is a good person, and she took
He
advantage
stole.
of that.
He's a nice guy, but he stole Christian's finisher.
Well, he couldn't use his finisher, the left hook. He
I
couldn't be
I
just.
brought that up because I just heard that like a year ago,
I
maybe
heard it.
last year.
It made me laugh, but he also couldn't. He couldn't be. There's so many things going on. He couldn't be Johnny B. Bad, and that's who Vince wanted.
Couldn't he just made up a similar character?
But
You
he
could have made him
couldn't.
dress up like Prince. You could have.
Anybody. Vince thought he owned Johnny B. Bad, but then he was like, no, WCW owned Johnny B. Bad. So he was depressed by that and he was upset. So then he's
Couldn't
like,
you
I'll
just
just
call
be.
him something else and be the same character?
He could have. I mean, it's happened. Look at Brutus Beefcake. He was the butcher, the booty man. He was still Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Yeah, like you could have just called him something else. Johnny
But
B. Bad's
but I also
not the
think that
most clever name.
Vince never wanted to impede somewhere near anybody's copyright lines at all because he didn't want them to do it to him.
Yeah, all right.
Even though WCW did it to him the entire time. Wow.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's just like, I don't, whatever.
so I thought that was, to me, that was just his thing. But back to the main part, Raja, how
What
do
we
you
got
feel
touched on?
about, we went left, but how do you feel about Raja? Do you feel that he was at fault, or do you feel that Stu was at fault, or do you feel like it's just in the middle? It should be water under the bridge and pray for Stu.
I think most of the blame goes on Roger. I do think Stu opened the door for it. It's like one of those things, like, know better, but like I don't. With that said, I don't blame him. Like I don't think it's his fault for what happened. I just feel like it's just one of those lessons. Like, hey, you can't play with everybody because everybody ain't normal. Everybody. I mean, like, one, I don't the whole he's not a worker thing because like, is this what you do to workers? What do you? But I'm not saying it deserves to be knocked out. Like it don't, but it's just like, hey man, like don't. Like I'm a person. I don't like people playing with me like that at all. Like I just don't. I'm not a fan of it. I'm a skinny kid, so being a skinny kid, you get targeted as one of those people that people like to like kind of roughhouse with. Don't like it. You gotta as a skinny kid, you gotta quickly let people know that you gotta make an example of somebody. Like, not punch them 22 times, but you gotta get rough with them, and you be like, hey man, I don't like this. All right, cool. I'm gonna do it with
You
somebody
have to
else.
get your
Cool.
point across that you don't want
Yeah,
to play that
yeah.
way, and I understand. Yes.
Yeah. And I think that was might have been, what he was trying to do, trying to show off. He seen the cameras, he wanted to, do that. But I don't want to focus too much on that. I just want to acknowledge that he did open the door for somebody to respond. Because every action has a reaction. Like, so you just be careful who you playing with. But I also want to commend him. The man came up to him, hey, my bad. I apologize. Shook his hand. I think that also needs to be highlighted. So when I say he opened the door, he also apologized. You shook hands with him, said y'all was good. Now you gave him your word. You said y'all good. He's like, hey, you can come in a match, you can get a little revenge. Like I said, he did cross the line. He did too much, but he made up for it. And then if the man saying like, hey, you can be part of the show, you can do a little something, get your revenge, and you say, nah, I'm gonna change things up. Now you're wrong. So it's your fault. And even on top of that, what you doing, like you can get some serious charges. And that's, police LAPD talking about they investigating. Man, I didn't seen so much tape about this. All you gotta do is quick play. You don't have to
Watch it
go
once.
nowhere.
Pick the platform you want to watch. It's there.
You don't have to go interview nobody right now. You can just start watching tape.
I feel like this. First of all, Richard Jackson is 25 years old.
That's the other thing. I keep calling him kid, but he's a grown man.
He's a grown man. He's 25 years old. Granted, I'm almost old enough to be his daddy, but I am going to say this.
But you also old enough to work with him at a job.
Yeah, I'm old enough to work with him as well. Like this, all I'm going to say is 25 years ago, your mama should have swallowed, nigga.
My God.
Real talk. Because I feel that he's a bad person. If Stu would have not apologized, fine. You get your revenge.
Even 22, I think is enough. I think the
But but
slam was enough.
but the slam was enough because he was out. Hitting him 22, he was out. He was unconscious. Like, that's it. He could have been. I mean, if somebody's unconscious from a slam, unless you put your head against their chest, you don't know if they dead. You obviously know that there's something. The brain was rattled enough to knock him unconscious because you whipped him. He
Mm,
wasn't expecting that. He wasn't expecting the whip because
nah.
he had him like this at first by his buttocks. He lowered him down some more so he could get enough twerk to knock him out. He did it on purpose. That was on purpose. Then the hits were to kill him. To me, I feel like this. Raja Jackson probably will go to jail for attempted murder
Man.
because the man was out when he hit the ground. He was out.
California, how much time you looking at for attempted murder? Because it
I don't know.
varies.
That I don't know. But
California seems like one place you get some serious time.
I mean, look at all the people that try to kill people in California, man. Now, California is a breeding ground for murderers. But he's not a good person. You know what his daddy said about him. I don't think that's good either. That's obviously means you failed as a father because you didn't teach him respect. You failed if you're his sensei. If you're the person who taught him how to fight, you failed as a sensei. Quentin, you failed. You failed. You just became a sperm donor that taught somebody with no discipline how to fight. And now looks what happened. This man could be terminally ill, never wrestle again, not be able to do his hobby. He could be on SSI tomorrow, brother. We don't want that.
Man.
You know, He's already a veteran. Now I know some people said, "Oh, well, Stu looks like he might be a racist." Okay, I don't think I don't even.
That's irrelevant at the time. Even if he is, like,
Hmm.
as much as I I'd hate all races. Just being
Yeah,
racist doesn't mean I should go knock you
go
out.
go fight you. And if he was, he wouldn't agree to work with the boy.
Yeah.
The boy wasn't a wrestler. I wouldn't work with if I was a racist. I wouldn't want to work with somebody that wasn't in part of my job title. Extra stuff. I wouldn't do extra stuff with a minority if I was a racist, right? So I don't know, but I am going to say this. I feel like Knox Pluro is to blame. Rikishi, whoever the person, Rikishi wasn't there, but the other guy, the other Samoan guy that was there, that was talking to Raja, he's to blame. The one guy, AJ's definitely to blame for saying, "Go get a receipt." Don't get a receipt if you ain't never wrestled, bro. I'm not trying to
So,
get no receipt from somebody.
and that's something I did want to talk about. He does the receipt. I don't know if you've seen it, but he spoke out today and
No, I
said
didn't.
when he told him that he was in kayfabe.
And see, this boy don't know what kayfabe is.
I
This little
don't even
boy,
think. I feel like just listen to him talk after the fight. It's like I feel like
that
he
wasn't a
isn't.
fight. That was an assault.
Yeah, it was assault.
If
I
I don't
felt
hit
like
you
he
back, that's
wasn't.
an assault.
I feel like he wasn't. I don't want to say mentally all the way there, like he's crazy. I want to say like mentally not fully. Like it's like mentally. Oh my God, I want to choose my words wisely. It's like a low emotional intelligence. Because like when he like just think about it. Anytime like somebody does something like they knock somebody out or they hurt somebody, you like, oh man, I'm sorry. He's still out there like, man, people talking about me. He's like, say, okay, like, I'm just like, wait a minute, dude. We passed that.
Yeah,
That's
it's done. It wasn't
so
about him at that point at all.
no. And any normal person, like if you got in a fight and you hurt somebody bad, you like, oh man, like, oh, we gotta get out of here. Or like
Hmm.
somebody check on him. Like nobody is like still in fight mode. But I will say this: one of my favorite parts came right after that. There was a dude with the face paint. He comes
When he
up and
was
he said,
outside.
"Yeah," he said, how about you? He said, "You don't want to come over here unless you want one of those viral moments."
Yeah, I did laugh at that. I said, oh, okay. At least one of them, he bowed it. He bowed it. But I feel like he was mad that one of them bit him. He was like, oh, one of them bit me. I was like, bro, you're in a real
So
fight.
you're lucky that's all that they did.
I said they could have jumped you. Like do that. They could have jumped you and beat you to death. Like you might have
And
took
it,
out
and
one.
I'm
You couldn't have beat all
surprised
of
they
them.
didn't. I'm surprised they didn't because we've seen times in WWE where a
Yeah.
fan comes in the ring and he gets just beat up. Like
Those old
because you,
school NWO days when people would just want to jump the barricade. Hall and Nash beat up so many fans. And it's sad. It's really sad what was going on.
you seen that clip? I'm sure you have of I think it's Stone Cold and Triple H wrestling, and a fan comes in
Hmm.
attacking one, and then they both
Triple H
assist
took
each
him. They
other.
beat the crap out of
Yeah.
that boy.
And it's just like it's one of those things where it's like, all right, man, these punches are real. Show is over. We gotta stop him. Like this is over with.
Ain't
We
no
can just
show.
claim,
It's
yeah,
we
this
do, we
is.
defending the boy. We defending one of our boys. We defending the locker room because this isn't okay. But we also have to look before we have to talk about this. So after that action has caused them to lose their WWE ID status, which to me I'm like, eh. But also WWE ID has also fired two people.
And that was yes, definitely something I wanted to talk about. Well, before that, the WWE status, I love it because WWE's like they see all this stuff, they see this man is
Everything.
hurt. Instead of being like, oh man, what can we do to help? Hey, y'all,
Y'all fired,
can you do
bro.
me a favor? Can you take our logo off of your everything associated with you?
We kind of done with you at this point. Sorry, Rikish, who wasn't there by the way. Which I found like, well, if I co-own anything, if my name is on anything, I'm going to be there.
Well, he can't
Especially,
make every event. He can't.
he's not doing nothing. What are you doing? What is
He
he
does
doing?
podcasts. He does interviews. He goes on tour and does stuff.
I mean, what he making records with the N word with Jacob? Now he's talking about he
Yeah.
gonna make a record with Zilla. He's just
I don't
making
think
records.
Zilla's gonna do a song with him.
I wouldn't do it with him now because I would want my job.
Oh,
I
that
want
too, but he's mad about
the the
he
the
didn't like
mama
this. Yeah, that. But before all that, he said some negative things about he didn't like how Zilla came to did his TNA debut in
TNA.
the
Y'all get with the
with
face
the
paint.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeff
He said
Hardy.
yeah, it looked like Jeff Hardy. He thought that was he didn't like that look.
I mean,
It doesn't matter.
I don't think
He's
that
in a
was a
six
bad
man
look.
tag match, and I don't think it counts as his real debut
It
anyway.
wasn't his real debut to me, anyway. Like
He's
to
gonna have
me, he
another.
was
He'll have
there.
another one. Yeah,
He'll
he
have a
was
real
just
debut.
there, part of
He'll
fourth
have a
rope.
real debut because I know he's the champion of fourth rope, but he'll have a real debut. A real debut with him coming out and putting on a match, and it might even be with Jeff Hardy. You know, Zilla versus Jeff Hardy. That probably doesn't get more marquee than that to me, anyway. But when it comes to WWE ID, I know you how you feel about it, but put it out here. How do you feel about it? Put it on the podcast, brother. How do you feel
So,
about WWE ID? The whole
and we
thing.
the last time we talked about WWID, we was talking about how we thought it could destroy the Indies, which it can. Um, just the idea of them polluting everything, I think in so many ways it would hurt the Indies because um they get to decide who is a WWID champion, and then they decide what places count as a WWID place. So now you're gonna have when you put shows with WWID people, you gotta pay them more. And then, they're gonna demand all this stuff. And then now it's gonna be like, either your show ain't nothing if you ain't got WWID affiliation. And then, people not gonna mess with you, or you're not gonna be able to afford. You got people now you can't book them because they WWID and they not allowed to go here because this ain't a WWID of official place or something like that. But now I asked about WWID because this week two people been released, and I was reading the comments and people was thinking WWE might be rethinking about this whole ID program. And I'm thinking of the possibilities where maybe they not thinking it fully now, but I'm thinking as time goes by, because WWE's had projects where they start with all will good intentions to have this long term thing with, and then go like, wait a minute, is this really worth it? And I'm wondering, could that end up being WWID?
I feel like it should be. Like I told you, I'm against it anyway. I feel like WWE, I'm just against it. I feel like WWEID was a way to take the organicness of what Tony Khan was trying to build with AEW by just pulling. Might not sign you, but if you want to wrestle on the show, he'll give you some money and you can wrestle on the show. But we've seen that
Plus, wrestling on Dark was kind of like the thing. Like, oh, I'm
yeah,
on Dark. Here, come book me, and that would be like they get you some shows.
Cora Jade, Kiana James, just to name a few, who started on Dark and now they work for Kiana James still does, but Cora Jade doesn't anymore. Elena
She
Black, but they
works. She works for another company.
Elena Black has given up. She's taken a break from
No, she she
wrestling.
uh, she works for the Blueprint.
Look, I would say just say she works for Mandy Rose, but anyway,
I love how going over there is like
as a
you
wrestler,
have you going over as a wrestler. You have to do a weird
collab with
borderline.
Mandy.
Yeah, this is part of the deal. Like what?
I mean, I think Mandy is the gateway. I don't even not everybody. So shoot, I forgot her name. But anyway, the girl that was with Lash Legend,
Uh, oh,
she
she's over
has an
there.
OnlyFans. She has an OnlyFans, but she's not naked. She's not kissing. She's not sucking on nothing.
Yeah, yeah, I doubt she's doing
So
anything
I don't think
because she's
hers is.
actually wrestling. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So she's not doing that, and she's still with TNA. So she obviously wants to go back to the E eventually.
I don't
But
know
I
what it
truly
is,
feel.
but I feel like the look has changed when she went to TNA because I didn't even recognize her because she had the new name and everything. I had to look her up and I was like, wait a minute,
Mhm.
this is it started with a J. What was her name?
Jakara Jackson. That's it.
Jakara Jackson. I was like, oh, I don't
But
know
I
if it's
think
a
with
new gear.
her, she got new gear. She changed the hair color a little bit. Like it's not the reddish. It's the blonde.
Went from an 8 to a 10 to me, man.
I remember your post when you said put the belt on her, put the strap on her now.
When she came out, like, because when she came out during an entrance, like, who is this? I'm so that's it. And then when I hurry up search the name on Instagram, and I was like, I've seen her before. And maybe it was just so much that she was with Lash Legend that most of my attention went to Lash.
Lash overshadowed
Yeah,
her. I honestly feel.
yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Lash. Shout out to Jada, who finally, I guess they're going to finally book her as a baby face. She always got a baby face pop anyway. She got the biggest pop of any woman on NXT for the past few months. As soon as I think it's time to just put the rocket on her brother. Obviously, they're getting ready to put the rocket on Layla. I mean, Lola Vice. So get it, Lola Vice.
Little overdue.
I think Lola's. It's time to put Lola on the main roster anyway.
Yeah.
She doesn't. No, they obviously you don't need an NXT title to be on the main roster. I also think Ethan Page needs to be on the main roster. Him and Chelsea Green are over their money.
I also, unless you're just like that guy, sometimes I feel like the NXT title kind of curses people. Like, because like sometimes
Yeah,
it's like, oh man, this guy was an NXT champion. You booking him like this, like you it's just like
Shinsuke, Shinsuke
Shinsuke,
and
Karrion
Finn
Cross.
carrying
My God, Finn
Keith Lee.
Balor, Keith Lee.
Yeah,
It's a lot of them where it was like, I say it. And I'll say it to friends who don't watch NXT. And so I'll be like, oh man, this dude was the guy on NXT. Man, NXT, man, that's small little, that's the developmental. And no, dude, stop. Because there was a time where, as wrestling fans, there was more excitement about a takeover than the pay-per-view.
regular pay per view, and hopefully I hope that continues. Javon Evans,
Oh
well, gets
my
back to it.
God.
Javon
Yeah, I
Evans,
think we are getting back to it. We are getting back to it.
you know, his bump and his match with Oba himself. Put the belt on Oba. Ricky's good. Like Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints, whatever you want to call him. The to me, I feel like the Intercontinental title on Raw and the U.S. title really on SmackDown. They both don't have enough contenders. I know they're putting Sammy over there, but it's just what it is. But we've gotten off topic again,
We have. I apologize.
so let's get
WID,
back.
WWID, we hope that you are a failed project because if you do succeed, it will turn wrestling into pretty much its own version of the NCAA transfer portal. And
Hmm.
with that said, it's going to ruin wrestling for other companies, other indie companies.
For AEW.
It's going to ruin AEW. They won't be able to sign anybody because you have signed everybody else that's in college or is wrestling on, what is left of the indies. You're going to have them to a fake contract where they're not really on anything, but they just signed that they signed to a deal saying that you might sign them to a real deal.
And that's how, and that's trash. That's worse than being an independent contractor in the WWE. I work for the WWE. It's like saying I'm a wrestler. I work for the WWE. Nobody's seen you. No one knows who you are, and you make less money. You have nothing. You just have a contract that you have hanging in your wall that say I work for the WWE
They've heard of
at
me.
one point in my life. For me, I feel like it's bad. Like, who watches Evolve? I watch Evolve sometimes, but it's not live. I didn't watch Evolve yesterday. I'll watch Evolve on Saturday when I'm on the treadmill, right? Like, that's what that is. It's not live. It's not
At
something
the
I'm
at
going to
the
watch over
gym, or
Dynamite.
you got to like you got to like a treadmill in the house.
Usually at the gym, but I am getting a treadmill in my house here in the next
Okay,
few days.
cool.
That'll be my pay-per-view treadmill. Watch you be on the treadmill during the pay per views, not the AEW pay per views because that's like 4 hours. But I can do a WWE pay per view that's like 2.5, 3. I do that cardio at home anyway, at the gym anyway, so I'd rather do it at home. But my final thoughts on it is that Roger Jackson, it's his fault.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
it's
ultimately it's his fault.
it's his fault. It's like I said, mom should have swallowed, brother. The world would be a better place.
Oh
And when
my.
it comes,
I was about to say it's not like he killed somebody, but man, he could have.
he tried to kill. If they wouldn't have pulled him off, he would have killed the man. And then
Man.
they would have said it, and then they would have said, "Oh, it was an accidental death." Stu had heart palpitations. No, he didn't, bro. They would have said some bullshit just to cover it up. And I feel like WWE ID, please stop, go away. WWE, your hands are everywhere. You got like 9 networks that you're on. You switch to ESPN. People got to pay $30 if they're not into it, if they're not in through their cable provider. I feel like let it go. AEW, let them have their own lane. Everyone knows that professional wrestling worldwide, globally, if you say wrestling, WWE is in in everybody's conversation. AEW is not in everybody's conversation. WWE is in everybody's conversation. You
WWE
already
just got
dominated.
taken off of ESPN's website.
Exactly. They just got canceled by ESPN. So to me, I feel, hey, let it go. Stop Roger Jackson. Please never book him again. Send him to jail. Quentin,
You
you
don't
don't have no
believe
more
that he
babies.
can try to have any sort of redemption.
How can you redeem from attempted murder on camera? What's redemption?
Some anger management, some
Is
community
redemption is
service.
redemption you paying for Stu's hospital bill?
You don't have enough money.
Got a daddy.
Does
Dad.
he have enough money? I don't know. I mean,
Quentin got a little bit of money. I think he's worth more than a few million dollars.
Yeah, but how much is them bills? Them bills, you know how much a hospital
He's
goes.
only asking for he was only asking for 60 grand.
16.
Jericho done gave 20. That's it. He got 60 grand by now.
Yeah,
He's got 60
Mr.
grand by
Beast,
now.
Mr. 10.
It's a beast. Jericho gave him 2,500. I mean, he got money.
Okay, all right. 10 is 10K good. Everybody's raised these funds. Here's 10K. I apologize on the behalf of my son. Here's 10K.
Yeah, he should. 10K would be good. 10K would be a gesture. And on top of after he already got 60, give him 10K. Give him some money
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he
yeah.
can walk around. Yeah. Yeah, give him some walk around money. You know what I'm saying? But I
If you can
mean
do that.
I mean I would if my kid is out here with my name and I'm already have a name and they're out here pretty much peeing
Damn,
on the
when you think
Jackson
about it,
legacy.
it's almost like he did it because that's the Rampage
No one
Jackson's
knows who
son.
his kid is.
So it's almost like he did it.
You have to preface it with Quentin Rampage Jackson's son Raja. It isn't like you can just say like Nick Hogan did Hulk Hogan's son Nick. It's like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You get what I'm
But
saying?
he had a little fame because the show,
Yeah. But when you say Nick Hogan, you say Hulk Hogan's son Nick. That's
which
how Hulk
before,
Hogan's
yeah,
son's Brooke. Hulk Hogan's ex-wife Linda. The bigger star always goes first. No one says A few people do say Vince McMahon's daughter Stephanie, but Stephanie is a big enough person outside of Vince
yeah. I think
to
she
be
prefer you not to
Stephanie.
say that.
And she would prefer, and so is Shane. They're both big enough people outside of their father.
I
Raja
agree.
is not.
However, I was stumbling upon some videos and I didn't know nothing about this, but Shane had got like in a car accident or something weird, a plane accident. I forgot. It was something crazy.
Well, when he got airlifted.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
so the news is talking to him, and some lady is there, and she's like, "Sir, are you Vince McMahon's son?" And he's like,
Mm-hmm. I
"Yes, ma'am." It was so random. Like it's just kind of like, "Hey, I've almost died.
I almost died. Hey,
Why are you
is that your
asking
daddy?
me?"
Yeah,
What?
his daddy has nothing to do with it. That was strange. I did see that. I was like, I'd be a little disrespectful. I'd be a little hot. I'd be like, oh, she
And
gotta get fired.
and to be fair, he has been on wrestling for a good 20, 30 years. And he's done a
Hmm.
couple movies, some TV shows.
Movies. He's his own businessman outside of wrestling. On top of
Yeah.
that, like he's made money outside of wrestling.
But wasn't it
He's
like a
been
China company
profitable.
though?
Yeah, it was a China company, but
Yeah.
he's rich without his daddy. I
Yeah,
mean,
but but
he's
but
made
but
enough money
but
to be rich
she
without his
she didn't
daddy.
know what he was doing in China. I don't even know what he was doing in China. I think it went bad because he came
Yeah,
right back.
he's tried to buy some. I think he owns a couple businesses here too. He's an
Okay.
entrepreneur. He did his thing. But
He's a
man,
fellow
all I have to
sneakerhead too. So
yeah, he's a
I'm
fella. So you should be a Shane fan. He got some money thrown into his sneaker collection. Acknowledge Shane.
yeah, definitely.
But at the end of the day, my final thoughts on it is WWE ID, please go away. We don't want you. Let the indies be the indies and just pick the guys that you want like you used to.
Yeah, yeah. Just do that. Just do that. You know, we don't
And
have to do whatever
Raja,
we.
hopefully this was a smart, good enough thing. This Roger Jackson thing. Please don't put people that are not famous that you want to make them famous in wrestling. That's my final thought. Yours, Mr. Peter.
I was talking to a friend who said when doing wrestling training, one of the things they also do is they do a background check. They do a some sort of mental health check on you. Like I guess run some tests, some questions on you. Like when during training, like it's not just can you slam somebody. They got to make sure that you are emotionally and mentally adequate to do these type of things. And I which I guess you can't do that with somebody you just, met.
You just
But
met.
still, but just be careful who you got, in the ring. And, I would say, if he's sitting here running a live stream, at least somebody listen to it.
Please watch it to just see what his mindset is.
Yeah, like what is he talking about on here? Because he
I'm pretty
was
sure
very clear
when
about what he
Speed
was
was
gonna.
there, pretty sure when Speed
Yeah,
was at the Royal Rumble,
it's
somebody was watching
just
his live stream.
yeah.
But that's the difference between a professionally ran indie company like Reality of Wrestling, shout out Booker T, and Knox Pro, where they just throw people out there and say, "Hey, we're going to do a show."
To be fair though, reality of wrestling's women's champ is out smacking people for money.
Well, hey, Hollywood got to make some money. She gotta make
I
some
mean,
real
she's
money.
doing it in an organized setting, but she is still smacking people
I mean,
sometimes.
that's as close as she. I honestly, I'm gonna say this before we do get off air. I feel like that's the closest she's gonna get to a WWE TKO contract.
Oh man, don't do me like that, dude. I've met Hollywood Hazel J. She's a cool chick. If she's seeing this, which I feel like one day we're gonna get famous enough to where she does see a clip of this go on social media. You unfollowed me, and I don't know what that was about. I take offense to it, but it's all love. It's all all love when you see success. I hope you do get AEW or WWE or somewhere. Boogie T's got you now, so I hope he's whispering people's ears.
Well, I do. Like I said, I don't think she'll do it, but I'm not wishing bad on her. I hope she does do it. If that's her dream to be a WWE superstar, I hope she makes it and to NXT and maybe makes it
I
to the
do.
main roster.
I do think she's too small to be in there smacking people. I feel like that is you need to get in and get out as quick as possible because people
Brain
like you get
damage.
hurt. I wouldn't sign up to do it and just hey, get in there get out as quick as possible.
Yo, slap fight. I want to be on her. I've said it my whole life. Well, not my whole life since I've seen it. But anyway, so for about 3 years, I said I would do it. But anyway, that's all I we have for today. I'm Alex.
Peter Wesley.
That's Peter. Peter Wesley. Follow us and remember, if you're in a submission or you're getting beat up by fucking Roger Jackson, that one don't even make it to the ropes, brother. Tap out. But in a normal situation, don't tap out. Make it to a rope break. Peace.
Yeah.